right, here we are, another fun-filled episode of the FFD.
The old
Special
FFD, the
edition
old frosty
here.
dingy.
Little special edition of the old FFD. We got
We got triplets.
we got special guest with us tonight. You might notice her from the book series podcast on this channel. I've heard books are good. I wouldn't know,
They
but
are. They're
I
delightful.
I think the last, I don't know about the dolphin over there, but the last time I read a book, I think I got a little personal pan pizza for it. So it's been a few years.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, way to tie that back into the J-Mac episode about bringing Pizza Hut, read a million minutes, and book it, and all that crap back.
But anyways, here we are,
Just
and
pulled her right back in there, old.
kind of a special edition as we're going to be discussing our favorite subject, I would say, on here. No, maybe the second favorite non-football subject. How about that? And Kobe's got the bottle right there in front of him. Prairie Fire from the Iowa Distilling Company.
We will be partaking in a head-to-head comparison with two of us on Prairie Fire and the F word. Yeah, we don't say the F word around here.
I was unable to procure a bottle today, which was highly disappointing. I saw the Saints and Sinners, which I do enjoy, but I will still be enjoying my favorite Iowa Distilling Company beverage of choice, Iowa State 1858. Lots of times I like to do it with Fresca, but today I'm doing Mountain Dew, thanks to my son buying a 12-pack and putting it in the fridge.
Got the old voodoo going on.
So good. So good.
Tastes like Mountain Dew.
So
little spicy water.
Indeed. It's very, very good. I'm being accompanied by one of my dogs who likes to lay by my side the whole time I'm down here. So if you see a fluffy white tail start flapping around, that's just Millie. She's fine.
That's not your new toy you picked up at the adult store?
No, I'm getting excited for the camping season coming up here before too long. But of course, it's supposed to snow tomorrow. So what the hell, Welcome to Iowa.
Blizzard warning or some stupid shit going on.
I think further east towards you, yes. I don't think
the snow.
I think we're supposed to get 1 to 4 here. It's supposed to be cold, start cold Monday, and then get up to the 40s. So once again, around here, I don't think it'll last. And by the end of the week, I see 70s again. So gotta love springtime in Iowa.
One of us three around here just got up a little bit into the 40s too, and she's not happy about it.
No, I'm not. I'm also not happy about 2 to 6 inches of snow.
Well, that's the only time you haven't been happy with 6 inches.
Be the first, wouldn't it? Probably.
Well,
probably,
if you take that 2 and multiply it a few times, it gets to 6.
Yeah, 6 inches of pleasure, 3 strokes at a time.
That's about all you get too, is 3.
No.
So, Kobe.
All right, let's hop right into her, because this is what we're here for. This is what we got to get done. The old Prairie Fire from Iowa Distilling Company. This shit is good.
I would say, besides on a shelf, I don't ever know if I've seen a bottle that color, because mine always end up pink.
Pink?
Mine kind of looks pink sitting here in the living room, but I think it's just the lighting.
Yeah, I just got the deeper light in here. It's normally a little bit pink. It tastes exactly like those little candy hearts, those little cinnamon hearts they used to put in Valentine's, those little hard candies.
I think they taste like Red Hots.
Yeah.
Like the Red Hots.
Basically what they are. Yeah.
That would also be known as cinnamon flavor.
Yes.
Yes.
It's not like walking through the room and smelling a candle and being like, why does that smell like Prairie Fire? That would be cinnamon. Got it.
Yes.
All right. Let's go ahead and give the old Prairie Fire the first taste on this one. See what kind of face she makes when she gets her down there. I'm not using shot glasses. I drink out of the bottle.
No. Well, so am I. It's smooth.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's got just the right burn to it.
But you don't get that
it doesn't have, I don't think it has the syrup after feel.
Yes.
Near as bad. The cinnamon lingers quite a bit. It tastes like I'm sucking on one of those little Red Hot candies.
The cinnamon flavors there, but you don't get, like, a lot of times when you get into like the flavored schnapps and whiskeys and all that, you kind of get that waxy taste in your mouth. you don't get that with Prairie Fire.
Yeah, it's clean and smooth and the right amount of fire. Got me right here in the cockles. I can feel her
But
sitting
it
there.
Maybe
doesn't feel like instant heartburn.
No, no, it's just that nice warm
That's the
burn.
problem that I struggle with other cinnamon flavored products that you take your shot and then it's just like instant. Like I'm in my 40s now, so that's something that I have to I have to worry about is the heartburn, the acid reflux, and that's not something that I worry about when I drink this.
So the only thing that I can say against it is it's hard for me to find those little mini shooters. I mean, I can
very.
go to like a big store and get them and stuff like that, but they don't come in the 10 pack. You can only buy the little singles, and I like the 10 pack because that way I can keep track a little bit easier. So when I go to get another one, however many are missing, I know how many I took.
I guess we could just go to the store and get 10 and like tape them and then be a problem solver.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or we can just go get like a garbage sack and fill it up, and when it runs out, I'll quit drinking it. Wes
Be a
would love
magical
me on
hole
those
in the
days.
bottom. Yeah, oh, yeah, me too.
All right, let's get the F word up here. And Wes, you were talking about color earlier.
Yes.
I don't know if you can see it in
Yeah.
my glass as good as hers if she gets her boobs out of the way.
Oh, excuse me.
But this isn't pink, it's more like
Brown.
brownish orange. Kind of matches my
Yeah,
wall back here. The
It
Texas
does.
burnt orange.
I could almost not even
yeah.
see it anymore.
Little side by side.
And we do have it in the Texas Longhorn glass. So go ahead and try this one and see how it compares.
Ooh, that's a face.
See,
That was a face.
I'm just I'll drink it. It's a shot. I'm not rude. If somebody pours me a shot, I'm gonna drink it. Um, but like I was saying, that like that waxy, and I feel like this cinnamon, it's more kind of bitter. Um, and it's just not as pleasantly flavored. So yes, you get cinnamon, but like it just kind of like hangs in the back of your throat.
It's syrupy.
Not
It kind
not
of
in a good
coats
way.
shit.
Yeah.
It coats
Yeah.
it
It's
coats like the back of your tongue and the top of your mouth, and
yeah.
you're trying
It's
the
not a
whole time
fan.
I'm sitting here, I'm trying to get it to break loose,
Yeah.
and it literally is slowly rolling down. And the problem I run into it with a lot of the times is if I drink a lot of it, the heartburn starts kicking up with it because of the syrupy stuff.
Yeah. I can't do more than a couple shots of that because it's too much. It like coats your throat. It just like it makes my throat kind of scratchy. And like I said, the acid reflux thing, I'm done. I can't do it.
Yeah, I
So
just think it's too sugary, and
yeah.
but I can drink this shit all night.
No, the other is fantastic.
You
That
can go
actually
ahead
just
and
cut
call it by its name.
loose
Prairie
the
Fire is beautiful.
yeah, Prairie Fire is
There,
awesome.
there's
It
there's a
literally just
reason.
cut the F word off of my throat, and I'm gonna just sit here and drink it for a second.
If that really worked, I'm trying it.
Yeah, it does. It cuts through the sugar and it goes straight back to normal. Like, it immediately just knocks the sugar out
Why
of your
did that
mouth,
work?
and yeah, it's brilliant.
I so
It
if I
it
had to
it
guess,
literally clears the sugar out of your mouth immediately and leaves
if
It
the
I had
did.
cinnamon flavor.
if I had to guess why it does that, I would imagine they probably use a bit of the same distilling purity properties that they use in the Zone and the Iowa State 1858, which makes it such a smooth tasting
Mm,
alcohol that
right.
it's just that much better. Um, I can tell you, I mean, I love me some vodka, but nothing is as smooth I've ever
Vodka is very
had
good.
as the Zone slash 1858. It's the best vodka I drank. Um, so I would
It
imagine they
I
probably
mean,
use the
from what
same
I've
filtration to start.
from what I heard, the Zone, if you put it in a blind taste test, wins every time, except for with the hardcore vodka drinkers that expect that bitter bite that, you know, makes you have the cringe face. But Prairie Fire, literally, I don't have the sugary feel in there,
No,
but I feel like I
not
have
anymore.
the like red hot candy still floating
Yeah.
around in my mouth. But
I mean,
there's
and it literally
it's
says on the label that it's made with natural cinnamon flavor, and maybe that's the difference too, that it's actual natural cinnamon versus I'm sure it's all fake chemical compounded crap that's in the other.
yeah, I mean, I have no idea. I can read the label and see what's in it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just saw that on the bottom and
Well, not really. But I will tell you hands down that Prairie Fire beats the F word any day of the week. And the only reason that I think that it would outsell the F word if is they're just a bigger company
availability.
right now and they're in more states. So once the Iowa Distilling Company gets to the point where they can start marketing the same way that the F word does, they're gonna kick their ass 100% because
Well,
it's better by like a
I
million times.
I can tell you, I believe some of it has to do with A, with the marketing, B, availability. As you've stated, you can get
Mm.
the 10 pack of the mini bottles, the candy canes at Christmas time at the local Casey's, if you will, of the F word. Um, I can tell you from working for the state for 2 months and walking alongside the interstate, I'd hate to admit how many tiny bottles of F word I saw hanging out in the medians and the ditches as we'd be cleaning up stuff because I mean, so I would say, and I'm not saying that's a good thing, but I'd say the availability of those is what keeps people going to that and the general fear of trying something new. Like I have drinking more than my fair share of the F word. And it's, when I first got back into that, it was very good. But it doesn't you almost have to drink it cold in my opinion. Whereas the Prairie
Yeah,
Fire, I don't
we had to
feel
freeze
Yeah,
that
it.
no.
need, but I'm not a
It's
slut. So, it's
it's
one of those
because
things that
it doesn't sugar.
so and I'm going to take us back into the Wayback Machine.
Shit,
Do
here
you
we go.
Oh no.
remember how does it compare to Aftershock? Because I don't remember I mean, I remember Aftershock, but I don't remember Aftershock, if you know what I'm saying.
See, I vividly remember Aftershock, and I would say that Prairie Fire is better, but
Yes.
Aftershock is better than the F word for the simple fact that it it has a similar cinnamon flavor to Prairie Fire,
Yeah, I would agree.
but it has the highest sugary content that coats your entire throat.
And see, and that's something that I'm not a huge fan of when I'm drinking like liquor. I don't want that sugar stuff. Like if I want that, then I'm gonna order like a frou-frou drink. Like I'm gonna get a margarita. I'm gonna get, a pina colada or something like that. If I'm drinking, a flavored whiskey or doing a shot of something, I want all that sugary crap. Like just give me a shot of whiskey, give me a shot of vodka. But that's just my opinion.
Well, and I think it's the sugary crap that makes you feel the alcohol effects as bad as it does. I think that's really what and leads into the next day partially is because the sugar is
Yeah.
just so much. I mean, imagine drinking a 12 pack of Mountain Dew and how you'd feel later.
No.
You're not going to
I
feel
can't even get through a
good.
can. Yeah, no.
So I think that's the thing with the F word, and I don't know, maybe I shouldn't call it by its name, but the crystal
Yeah, the A
cinnamon
word.
liquor, the crystal cinnamon, and really the crystals were the best part about.
See, and that's the only advantage that the A word or the seismic event has has over the Prairie Fire was the endless amount of time that I had something shoving through the hole in the bottle trying to chisel the crystals out. It gave me something to do when I was hammered trying to find more liquor. I mean, it was a new game.
That's what you found to do?
Well, yeah, I
He
wanted
was a
more
dork,
liquor.
Ashley. I don't know if
So
you
that's
were
what you chose to do?
So I
I could
would
have found
chisel the
other shit to
crystals out
do.
and suck on them the rest of the night. If we ran out of fucking alcohol and nobody
you,
could drive to the stove, or I lived in a rural town
So did
that
I.
had 0 convenience stores in it that sold any alcohol
So did
whatsoever,
I.
and it's 3 o'clock in the morning and they quit selling, you know what?
Oh,
I'm gonna
well,
find it wherever I can get it, and those crystals were the only
okay.
hope that I had.
Alright. All right, I'll give you a pass on that, but if you're like the dork in the corner that's, like, chiseling crap out of the bottom of a bottle,
I was
come
never
on
in the
now.
corner. I was the center of attention in the middle of the room making an ass out of
I
myself.
I could see that going both ways,
I'm kind of a
quite
big deal,
honestly.
ma'am.
I'm not doubting that, Wes.
I think you should
Wes was
just
just
consider
sitting there.
yourself lucky, Ashley. You didn't know him 25 years ago because we probably wouldn't be sitting here today.
And I'm still surprised I'm sitting here 25 years later after the shit that I did in my
That's
20s.
that's fair. That's fair.
I don't know how you're sitting there either.
Uh, by by sheer luck, I would say.
So I may have to edit this out because I don't know how Wes is going to feel about it.
God.
But she needs the goldfish story.
Oh,
What?
okay. So
Is this like
when
a jackass, like, Devo situation?
no, well, not really. No. So long time ago in a toilet
Once
bowl
upon a
far,
time in a
far
faraway land?
away. Yes.
Like in
Um,
99, 98.
I had
Okay.
a fish tank, and I came back, and basically all it, and Penn had a problem with its boiler one time, and literally I think it boiled like everybody who had fish and animals. They came back from this break and
No.
things were dead because like we came back in and it was just
It got
like
too
a
hot?
1,000 degrees in our rooms and stuff.
Oh,
And
no.
So
and
all
his tank, it was all but one.
all I had left was one single goldfish. Um,
And it was not healthy.
it wasn't.
It's probably cooked.
And so it was one of those things. I started throwing like crawdads in the tank and catfish, and they would all die, and this goldfish would live.
Right?
But one of these crawdads, I believe, took out this goldfish's eye. So it was a one-eyed goldfish that
And for a
it
while, it swam on its side for like a
oh,
week.
it yeah, it was bad. It was
That
not
was when
good.
we got back. When he got back, it was dying when he got back.
Yes. So I thought I would do it a favor, and in the late 90s, no-dose was a pretty awesome thing. I don't know, I think it's kind of been
Yep.
replaced by
Yep.
energy
I've
drinks. And so I
Yeah.
5 hour
No,
energy shots and
I've had to partake in the no-dose
so
after
I I thought I
being
would
up
do the
way too late. So, yeah.
I thought I would do the fish a favor and just finish it off. And so I crushed up a bunch of no-dos
Just
and
kill
kinda
him. Just
added it with a bunch of water, and I took a syringe and I stuck this goldfish with this syringe of
hold
no-dos.
on. Let me clarify the syringe real quick. He was in
like a
no, no,
medicine
no.
dropper.
He
No?
was in a class to where they had to use acrylic syringes and they created like crystals that had designs inside of them. That's why he had the
Yes.
Oh,
syringes. It was
Yeah,
for a
so
okay.
class.
we would fill them
Gotcha.
full of dyes, and so, like, we had these small, like, acrylic
I was thinking of,
blocks.
like, medicine.
No, and we would use, like,
Okay.
Dremels, and we would drill out the insides and make roses and stuff like that, and so we would use those
Okay, gotcha.
syringes to fill the colors in. So I did have syringes
Okay.
that, and so I basically tried to kill this fish, put it out of its misery with no dose.
Right.
The fish survived. It swam around like it was on crack.
A lot.
It quit
And
swimming on its side.
yeah, it like fixed
So
the
you healed
fish.
it.
Yeah, it fixed the
Well, yeah.
So I continued
Right.
to do this. And so, like, I would dip the fish net into the fish. And you know how fish usually swim away from those? I wouldn't have to chase the
Yes.
fish. I would swim into the net because it knew it was
It
going
would
to go.
swim in the net.
Because he was looking for his fix.
Yes. So I had a goldfish who was addicted to no dose. And
And you were his dealer.
yes, he was probably taking as much as I was, and, yeah, so I
That's
had
great.
a
And he made it to
I had a
2 fish tanks after that.
yeah, he lived a long time, he
The no-dose
eventually cleaned
stopped, but
yeah, he eventually cleaned up, and he, healed, and, he became a sober fish, and, he lived a long and proper goldfish life, but for a while, he had a
believe
no-dose
it or not,
What
the
would
problem.
be
no-dose
the
saved his
what would be the
life.
goldfish equivalent of Betty Ford?
I
Well, Nemo wasn't around yet, so
well, I would say moving out of Oskaloosa
Flounder.
helped him a lot.
No, that you're yeah.
So,
So
yeah.
technically, Wes gave him a shot of adrenaline and his heart pumping fixed him, but it created an addiction problem.
So
Yeah,
it's kinda
so
like a Pulp Fiction situation.
yeah, like, so I would dip the
Got
fish
it.
I would dip the fish net into the water, and he would swim into it because he knew what was gonna happen. I think he like, they say goldfish have 10-second memories, but this one, I think all the no-dos affected it, and he
He did
was like
not.
it was like a super goldfish.
He knew. He knew.
Goldfish have a 30-day memory, actually, just so you know.
Well, that
Did it even have a
explains
name? Did you even name this gold Did you name this
um,
goldfish?
it's been so long, if it had a name, I don't remember what it
Kobe
was.
probably knows the name.
Yeah, it wasn't an appropriate name.
Oh, okay.
I
You can
think
tell me some other
Little
time.
Fucker and the fuck was the other one? Druggy and fuck
Well,
was the
that's
other
kinda
one?
fitting.
It was another fish name, but it was an evil fish. But I can't remember 100% what that one was, but it was one of the evil fish out of a cartoon.
I would say I haven't really had a fish tank in a long time because I'm not great with fish. Like fish seem to turn on me. And Kobe can
Yeah.
probably remember
Yeah.
this. I had a big tank in our apartment in Newton, and I bought what I thought was a just a little catfish for the tank.
Okay, yeah.
And I think it ended up being a flathead. Like
Ooh.
it was tiny when I got it, and it started eating
Yeah,
everything in the tank. I would bring in crawdads, it would
and
eat the
they
It
grow very
crawdads.
quickly.
probably
Yes.
$500 worth of fish, and not the nice fish. We kept putting in the very
Yeah.
aggressive ones. There was a group of 5 sharks that we put in that
Yes.
made
Yeah,
it
I
they made it 2.5 months, but then one of them got picked off, and then another one got picked off, and then the other 2 just were floating on the top of the tank like, "Fuck you. Keep putting them in,
Yeah.
I'll keep taking them out."
So
I had
this
an angelfish that was the devil.
so this catfish basically got to the
So
point he would just eat everything I put in that tank. And I think he got to be a little over 12 inches long. He was long. And I had
it's decent.
at the same time I had about the most awesome cat I ever seen. He was when people are like, "Oh,
Dog.
cats," he was yes, dog. He was this gray-haired cat or blue hair. He had like fangs. Like, but he was a dog. He would play fetch and he was an awesome cat.
Okay.
Um, but he would get up at that tank and this catfish, I swear to God, this catfish saw him and he would like swim next to the glass and my cat would be there pawing
Like
and
torment him?
hitting at that tank and the catfish would just like swing by, whip his tail and go to the other side and then come back and whip his tail at him.
He
Oh my god.
spit water at the cat. Like,
Yes,
if the cat
like
was on the ground, there would be water coming over the side, and the catfish was spitting water at the cat.
Oh my god.
so I have had some quite
Wow.
adventures with my fish tanks and my fish, and so I haven't had fish in a long time because
Left that be.
they all
Yeah,
seem to turn. So
I kinda had that same thing. I had an angelfish that did the same thing because I tried to do, like, the aquarium with, like, an angelfish and the sharks and the frogs and all that, and this angelfish was, like, the devil and literally ended up eating everything in the tank, and this angelfish got, like, this big. It was, like, a monstrosity, and then I don't even remember what happened, if it just ended up dead one day, but it destroyed my fish tank dreams.
See, Wes forgot one important part of that tank at the apartment and the catfish. He forgot to
So
say that he used to go catch little fish after a while.
yeah,
Like, we'd go fishing and he'd bring home
Oh,
little
yeah.
fish and throw in the tank with the catfish, just, hoping that would calm him down, and they would end up on the floor or gone.
like I
Like, they
would
would
bring
jump
home
out
Like, he
of
would
the
run them
tank?
out of the tank or he would eat them.
Oh my
like
Like,
god.
you'd go
little
look and
Okay.
there's
bluegill,
2
little
or 3 little
sunfish
bluegills in there.
Yeah, a little crappie.
Next thing you know, there's 2 missing and
gone.
one's laying behind on the ground.
Oh my
He
god.
was and he got literally that I can't even get the fingers in here, we'll go this way. That fucking big at one point. By the time we finally released him into a lake, he was
Wow.
at least 12 inches or not, or bigger.
That's crazy.
So
And then
yeah,
the fish tank went away.
it did.
'Cause I spent at least like $30 a week trying to find something that could fight the catfish, and they couldn't.
Nothing.
I bought
Nothing.
I'd go in the store and they're like, these are extremely aggressive fish. You can't put them in with anything else. I'm like, I'll take 5.
You're perfect.
Maybe they'll last a little bit. Nope. Week later, I'm back to the stove.
Oscars didn't
It's
It
fucking
matter.
didn't
crazy.
work. What's next
Oscars,
level,
chick
please?
lids. Yeah, it was
So you spent a lot of money
unfortunate.
on fish.
Well, we were at a
You
point.
stiffed me and you gave me the baby bottle.
Yeah, because I don't want to talk to Patricia today.
Shut up.
Well, this
Wes
sounds like a
don't know
fun
about
story.
Patricia. No, there's multiple fun
No.
stories with this one,
No. No.
but
We don't need to talk about
we
that.
don't need to talk about Patricia.
She's rude.
Where'd you go?
Right
There
here.
he is. He's back. So,
I
have
had
you seen the
to
movie
itch my
Split?
nose. Have I seen what?
The movie Split.
No.
Yeah, I'm bobbing and weaving. So
Okay. So, have you seen the movie Glass? Okay.
Wes,
So
come on.
basically, it's a Bruce Willis is Unbreakable. I know you've seen that because I had it on DVD, and
Well,
he's the
it
guy
doesn't
that
mean I've
can't
seen
get
it.
hurt.
It doesn't mean I've seen it if you had it
He-
on DVD.
Just means it was playing a lot.
It just meant I heard on DVDs they used to have the main menu and it would play like
Well,
a
yeah,
half
you
a
just got to hear
scene.
the beginning. Yeah,
Yes, and
over and over and
so I
over.
guarantee
Yeah.
I probably
That's how he
heard
knows the
that. I
Knight's
don't
Tale.
know several, but yeah, Knight's Tale. That thing, I still have nightmares about.
Well, I've heard.
So yes, it was.
I've heard.
I don't know if Kobe actually watched movies. I think he just watched the main menus for many, many years.
Probably.
Well, that's how I can learn. That's how I was learning words. You wouldn't let me read any books, and you wouldn't teach me anything. I had to
He
assimilate.
just said he hadn't read books either.
I would think the magazine subscriptions would help you with your reading.
I just looked at the pictures. So basically, how it goes is, this guy is a very bad person, and he has, what is it, like 16 different personalities?
16. Yeah, I think it's like
And
16.
it's documented that he's got all these people, and one of them is Patricia, and she is evil. So whenever somebody has too many bottles of wine, I get to deal with fucking Patricia,
I don't know what he's talking about.
which you saw the
I-
aftermath of on the Galveston episode when you said that you were seeing her thingamajiggers in the glass behind me. Because
No, no, that wasn't that night.
no, it wasn't that night. It was that trip.
Oh yeah, that was that trip for sure.
That trip was had a very, very fun night of me and Patricia. So we try to stay off the Patricia kick.
Yeah.
Well,
So I may drink this whole bottle
happens.
of this lovely cinnamon whiskey called Prairie Fire.
Oh God, I would never drink a whole bottle anyways.
And then
just
Wes will
disgusting.
pray for you
not
because
likely.
I will become Patricia.
So at
But no,
least
it's just
at least you become Patricia and not Steve. Good party, Steve.
yeah, great party, Steve.
Yeah, no.
We're gonna eat a
Peppy,
dolphin.
Steve. No, nobody's eating the dolphin today.
No.
The dolphin is going to stay in his room if people try to eat him. I'm just saying. So getting off of the fish talk a little bit, and since we were talking about alcohol and things like that, I figured we'd go straight into redneck mode a little bit and the racing. I know how much Wes loves racing, but I'm not talking about the NASCAR racing. I'm talking about demo derbies.
Oh, okay.
Wes, you
haven't
like a
been
good
to
demo
a-
derby.
I haven't been to a demo derby in years. So the town I went to high school
That's
with
what I'm
probably
saying.
had
We're going back.
yeah, the
We're
town
going back. We're going back to early college years.
So the town I went to high school in probably had the best derbies. Like people came from all over for their derby that they had every year. As far as I know, they still go on. I assume they still go on. I can't imagine them not being going on up there because what else are you going to do in that town? And then actually what I thought was more fun was the figure eight racing that they had in the greatly named town of Watshire. Those were kind of
Watch here in
entertaining.
Martin City.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
The best thing
yeah,
about Watcher is how it's named because you're like, what's here?
I-
So that's how it got its name. What's
That's-
here? Watch
that's
here,
right.
Same fucking.
Basically.
nothing. That's what's there. Nothing.
And the flea market, like that's a big deal. But
Didn't
yes,
that town
figure eight
didn't-
racing.
and this is going to sound insensitive. Didn't that town almost get destroyed by a tornado last year or 2 years ago?
Sure.
I think
Ma-
Delta, which is the little town
I've
that
been to
is
Delta.
the south of that. Yes.
Yeah.
I have been
Yeah,
to
we've
Delta.
been to
Yeah.
Delta has I don't know if it's a restaurant or a bar or what you call it, but I think at one time they
They did,
had the top
but
tenderloin
not
of the
anymore.
state.
Yes. Yeah, actually, it was my cousin that owned that,
We're probably going back
and
25
his
years
wife at the
since I've
time.
had a Delta tenderloin sandwich.
Yeah.
5?
So,
I think you ought to go like
not quite
I don't think
27 or
not
there's
quite
I don't
28.
think
30,
there's
but
anything there anymore.
So
I don't think
you brought up the figure eight racing,
yes.
and I had the demo going on. So I don't know if you've ever heard this story. I know she hasn't, but the reason I will never be a race fan. Have you ever heard that story?
I don't know. I remember about
Okay.
2000, 2001, we tried to become race fans and it didn't take.
No. And
tried to become race fans and it didn't take.
no.
Okay.
I ended up winning that
We
year, but still.
we
So
we all picked
I
drivers and we're
was a
like,
kid.
yeah, we're going to cheer for this guy. This is my guy. And the Kobe's like, oh, this is my guy. And
Okay.
Warren G was like, oh, I'm this guy's fan. And so like, and and yeah,
Crazy K.
yeah, it didn't take. And then, of course, I think it was 2001 when Dale Earnhardt died in that crash at Daytona, and that really just finished it off for me. I'm like, well, I'm just
I
done
think
with this.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So when I was a kid, when I was a kid, I was probably 8. I think I was 8, and my cousin who watches the show, uh, he
we're
decided
talking
that
about. Oh, we said
he was
he.
gonna
Okay,
kidnap me from the family. He was gonna kidnap me from the family, basically steal me, and we were gonna go watch, Circle Track and Demo Derby, right? And they had figure eights during the intermission or whatever. So I'm excited. I get to go with my cousin who's older than me, and I get to hang out with the big guys. So I'm excited. And we get there and we watched some figure eight races, and he's drinking beer, and he's like, "Hey, run to the concession stand and get us a couple beers." I'm like, hell yeah. So this is back in the 90s when you can get away with this shit. Or
probably
no, it was
80s.
back in the 80s. It's probably 80s when you can get away with
Yeah.
this shit about sending your kid to get smokes and beer. But I go running up to this concession stand and I order 2 beers and pay for them. And I turn around and at the time, I could have swore this guy was like 6'7", but he probably wasn't. He was probably 6 feet tall. Yeah. He was a big guy, a rather big guy with this big full beard, right? Had this huge beard. And I didn't understand why this part of it looked orange and sticky.
Oh.
And I stopped and looked at him and I realized his top pocket of his bibs that, mind you, he didn't have a shirt on underneath or any of that shit, was orange and sticky as well. He reaches into his right pocket, pulls out a handful of nacho chips, dips it in his front pocket, smears it
No.
into his face,
No.
and then
Mm-mm.
proceeds to reach in his other pocket, pull out a sausage and pancake on a stick, dip
No.
it in his other front pocket, which was syrup, and stick that in his mouth. And
Why?
I went back to where I was sitting, looked at my cousin, and I'm like, I will never watch any more races. I'm done, because if that is the fan base for what I'm doing, I will never watch this again. That guy right there ruined racing for me for the rest of my life, because I could not put myself in the same level
Oh
as that
God.
guy at that age.
So
Now, don't get me
really,
wrong. That's not Go ahead.
you should be thanking this guy
Oh,
because he kept you from a complete redneck life for the rest of your life. You were just
eh,
simple white
that's
trash and
yeah.
not redneck.
He set a bar.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Set a bar. You have a limit.
So now, me being older and growing
Oh,
up, I understand that that is not the fan base at all of racing.
right.
It's part of it, but NFL has the same issues. Baseball
Well,
has,
any sport.
yeah, I get that. But when you're an impressionable little kid and that's what you see,
Oh,
my first thought was distance myself from anybody like that, because
yeah.
I am not going to be that.
Yeah. No, that's understandable.
I'm not gonna be the guy dipping hands full of nachos into my front pocket with pancake syrup everywhere. not a good thing. I did get my beer, so
Oh,
that made me happy.
yeah, yeah.
But later on in life, I still didn't watch the races, but the party around the figure eights in Barn City, like they would shut down the streets at the bar for an event. They'd have softball tournaments, figure eight racing. The parties around this shit are fucking just unreal. Loved it.
Oh, yeah. The parties
Street
in the
dances,
pits, epic,
flipping over a
epic.
porta potty with a cop in it.
I
I
never
didn't
did
do
that.
that,
I
but
did.
I gotta watch it, and I may or may not have had known the people that did it, but still.
Yeah, no. Going that was when I was in high school, that was the thing. Like we knew like friends that raced. So like we didn't sit in the stands with the commoners. Like we paid for pit passes and we went in the pits and
Mhm.
like that was a big deal. And
That's where
then
the
to
party's
have
at.
somebody, yeah, and then you had to have somebody sneak your beer. Then you had to make sure, like, oh, does anybody know my parents and all that fun stuff. And then, yeah, like as I got older, like I knew people that raced and yeah, just I mean, it's a big deal around here. Big deal.
So
And it's not like something you'll find anywhere else either, so
No, no.
I I want to go
go ahead,
back to
Wes.
our original. I want to go back to our original subject because this is boring me.
I
Iowa
figured it
Distilling
would.
Company. I am on their webpage. Did you know you can order drinks to go from their website?
No, that's cool.
I did not.
So yeah, so they got the list of drinks you can order. And so here is one that, maybe, I don't know, this maybe sounds a little too sweet, but it's got bitters in it. So it's called a cherry popper. I don't know if you know this, Ashley, but
I haven't
Kobe
done one
is
of those
very
for years.
good. Kobe is very good at making drinks that taste like other things. Girl Scout cookie,
Okay.
Dr. Pepper, shit like that.
Okay.
Like I don't know how he did it. I'm
Chocolate
sure
covered
he,
cherries.
yeah,
Okay.
but they have one that's cherry popper that's made with the
He's got his ways.
Zone vodka, tart cherry syrup, Ash's Aztec chocolate bitters, and cream soda. So I really need to know, does this taste like cherry? Is that tart cherry syrup so strong? It'd be like a
Or would it
chocolate covered cherry?
right, or does it taste like chocolate?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
So that's
you
one of the
can get
things we're
on,
putting together.
you can get on the Iowa Distilling website and order drinks to go. And you can also get the distillery tour that says it's $20, add to the cart, and the sourdough 101 workshop, which I assume is bread, but if they have a sourdough
Oh,
alcohol, I'm in.
try it. You always try it.
Mm. So, that's something I know I've talked to you about there, Whistle, but, we do have a tour set up. We're just trying to work your dates and, the old Dirty Dursky, dates out, and he's gonna take us around the tour, and we're gonna end up live streaming that. And then also after that, we're gonna go to their bar, and then you will get to taste all their fancy little concoctions that they make.
Oh,
And
I
we will
can't wait for
probably
that.
record a podcast. Huh?
I can't wait for that. That's going to be great. Just
It sounds so exciting.
going through their catalog of carryout, just the Iowa Gentleman, bourbon ginger ale. Bingo. Nailed it. I haven't
Ooh.
even tasted it yet, but I'm in.
I am a huge fan of the ginger ale.
Um a
Yeah. No, this is all on.
Okay.
Storm Chaser, which is the rum, fresh lime, and ginger beer. Like
Sign me
I'm
up.
I'm in. I sure hope, if Iowa Distilling wants to really expand their business, they're gonna need to make it an Airbnb behind also. Just maybe get some little the
Oh my
she
gosh, that would be
sheds in the
cool.
back you can just have a bed in, and that way
Yep.
you can just go ahead and pre-rent your bedroom right there at the Iowa Distilling Company. And
I know there's some wineries that actually do have that for that reason, and I'm sure they make bank.
so I admit I have yet to find a wine that I think, boy, I could drink that again. I
What?
I have
Wes,
not I have not gotten into wines or champagnes at all. I don't know what it is, but you have to be careful with that right
you gotta
there.
go to a winery. You gotta do well, you gotta try different things. You gotta branch out, Wes.
Yeah, I've
Enhance
tried
your
it.
palate.
It's never taken. Um, So I don't know if you remember this, Kobe. I think it probably was about Super Bowl in 2022. We were at Steelers basement watching the Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure I got their little dog drunk, although he got some
Was
of
that
his own.
before or after I crawled out of the pool table?
I would say before because it was during the game, and so he of course had the keg fridge. So I'd pour myself 3/4 of a
Oh, yeah.
beer, and then I would top it with a shot of Dr. McGillicuddy's vanilla schnapps. Oh, it tasted like cream soda.
Oh,
It was fantastic.
that would be good.
But that was ended up being a you can drink them way too fast that way.
Yeah, and it's keg beer, so
Yeah, which is
that'll get you.
great. There's nothing better than keg beer,
And keg beer's the best.
which
Wholeheartedly disagree.
I was sad to find out that
Yeah, of course you do.
that's because he hates fun. He hates anything that's fun.
No, it's because
He
I hate pumping the keg, first of all.
He he he
2
hates fun.
pumps, you're done. Fill your cup.
Yes, I know, in 2
You just
pumps,
heard
I'm
it.
done,
She
I
said
get it.
it. She
So
just said it.
Yeah, thanks for
that's
throwing
true.
me under the bus on a podcast. I
know.
appreciate
You know
that.
what? No, no, you took that personal. That Wes and I are having an adult conversation about
No,
the
I heard
delicacy
you
of keg
say he
beer.
has 2
You
pumps
took it
and
somewhere
done.
else.
2 pump chump.
Yep, that's exactly what
God
you
damn it.
said.
No, stop. No.
Yep,
Okay. Well, there it is.
there's that thug life coming out again.
Hey, this is the Golden Girls.
Hey,
All right.
you can call those 2 things whatever you want.
I'm pretty sure I got this shirt on Temu, so it's whatever.
You know what? From now on, I'm just gonna call your boobs the Golden Girls, so you know. You have
Okay.
named them.
But,
But yes, anyways, Wes, please continue.
so, yes, anyways, keg beer with Dr. McGillicuddy's was, a very bad experience. I mean, it was great, but it was very
I was going to say, how did it turn bad, though?
The next day
be
or later that evening.
yeah.
Well, I mean,
So
I understand the next day, but that's the price you pay.
yes, and I don't remember. So I don't know. I don't remember Steeler's dog's name. He had that little mini rot, and so of course in
Yeah.
this keg fridge there was a bucket underneath the spout because it would drip a little bit after you pulled your glass out or you'd overfill or whatever. And that dog was
Yeah, and then the dog would drink the water.
But he would be very patient because he wasn't big enough to just stick his head in like a normal dog. It had to get so high. And as soon as
Yeah.
it got high enough, he could drink it, he would. And I was pretty notorious for leaving
Right.
drinks on the floor next to the chair I was sitting in. And every time I'd look over and the dog was drinking my drink, and I'm like, that son of a bitch. I mean, it wouldn't stop me from I wouldn't dump out the drink. I would just continue to drink it,
I was going to say, I mean,
But
you'd still drink it, right?
oh
I
yeah.
mean, yeah.
But that poor dog, it maybe got as drunk as I did that night on beer and Dr. McCuddy's.
It happens.
You know,
Why does this taste good?
I don't know. So, Wes, just so you know.
No.
No, I
This.
know.
Oh, it
Wes,
tastes
just so you know.
Okay.
fabulous.
This is Dirty Dursky's Firebush. He says you have to take, the bush and dump a little fire in it to get it. So this is my first ever try of the Firebush. That's what I was pouring on there,
Same.
was the Firebush. So we're gonna give her a shot. I
No, it's
highly
actually really
recommend the
good.
Firebush if you get a chance.
I'm typically not a bush latte drinker, but the two together is
Well,
quite delightful.
I know it's been sitting there for a couple months at this point, but I sure hope you haven't become a Lone Star drinker because at some point I need to
No,
come
no,
get
it's
that.
still there.
No, no, it is exactly where it has been left since the day we walked in the door. Right by the door.
So yeah,
Someday,
your Lone
someday.
Star is still hanging there.
Yep.
It's still sitting right next to the dog door. I mean, the dog's
Yep.
water and food sitting right
Is
on the floor. He doesn't eat the boxes. He
he's
leaves it alone.
I was gonna say, yeah, he chews up a bunch of other stuff in the kitchen, but he leaves the Lone Star alone, so
He ate knives
Oh,
one night. I came
that's
home
he
from
did.
work and he had slits on the side of his face where he'd been chewing on the handle and then went for the main part of the knife and realized that's not a good idea.
so the little one
Yep.
that's sitting on my lap right now, he can't reach the counter, but Millie, who is a golden doodle, can. And if anything gets left on the counters, she will undoubtedly get it. And there was been several nights I have found knives that have been laying on the floor the next morning, and I haven't noticed any cuts around her mouth, but I think that's by the sheer luck and the fact that usually I try to rinse them off so there's no tasties left on them anyways.
Oh no, these were always clean knives that Apollo got.
And they just happen to
Oh,
have the same color handles as his toys.
Yeah. Yep. He has a red toy that is his favorite, but these knife handles are also red. So he was able to prop himself up on the stove and then pull them off the magnet to chew on them because he had pushed his toy like down the basement stairs or somewhere where he couldn't get it any longer. So he was like, oh, hey, this will do until a human comes.
yeah.
And he ended up eating an entire spatula
Well,
Yeah.
there was
that kind
one
of looked
night
like the black toy that somebody got for herself.
there was one
It
night
was for
I
the
missed
dog.
Uh-huh.
there was one night I missed the that tool that's not like a spatula, but it's like a spade thing for ground beef.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
anyways, I missed that one night and it was on the counter. And so now our spade has chew teeth on it. And I'm like, whatever, it's washed, it's cleaned. It just has extra texture on the blades now because I
That's
missed it
right.
one
So
night.
Got a
it's
little
finer
patina.
now.
Yeah.
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 So your hamburger's finer.
So since we got on your bar kick a little bit, what's your favorite Iowa dive bar?
Well, I don't know if it's still
Mine?
around.
Anybody.
I
Oh,
don't I don't
mine
know if
isn't.
mine is still around because I haven't been to Southeast Iowa in 26 years or so, 24 years. Um, but there's a bar in Argyle, I believe it was called One Eye Jake's, that was fantastic. Um, and
I got thrown out of both of those.
there was a little small town bar in Donaldson that was also a lot of fun. And the first time you went in, they'd start getting you full of drinks and then be like, "Hey, why don't you ride this bike around the pool table?" And
Which is why I got thrown out.
someone had adjusted the handlebars. So you know how usually you would turn your handlebars to the left to turn to the left? Well, you would turn it left and they like reversed it. So the
Correct.
wheel would go to the right, which is about a guarantee you were going to go head
Oh,
over ass.
right.
So it was
Yeah. Yeah.
a lot of fun times down there.
And the bike, mind you, had metal tires, no rubber. And there was
Oh,
2 steps that you had to traverse up to get your prize at the end, 2 little steps.
again, what is it with the little steps everywhere?
And I rode it 2 or 3 times, but I got thrown out because apparently I didn't think that was taxing enough. So I rode it out the front door and started riding it down the street.
God. Yeah.
So I was barred after that. But no, I
I
definitely
Yeah.
understand Wes's favorite dive bars.
I'm shocked you've been
No,
thrown out of bar.
mine actually,
Yeah, both of them.
right? No, mine
Same night.
was the good old county seat in Montezuma. That was my favorite dive bar. Favorite. Best place ever. St. Patrick's Day is coming up. St. Patrick's Day was the best at County Seat because they would always do the corned beef and the sauerkraut, and they always had the necklaces and just like everything was decorated. They went all out. Just best place. You could go in there, everybody could drink. They did karaoke
Literally
certain
everybody.
nights. I mean, literally everybody, and nobody cared. And you just could hang out and you could drink. Yeah, there'd be drama and stuff, but it didn't matter because if you weren't involved in it, you could just take a big step to the left and still keep drinking. I love that place. And I was so sad when it closed. So sad.
Yeah. I grew up, in the county seat. My cousin would send me there into the Monty Tap when I was 17 to get the kegs that they needed for
Yeah.
their parties. I'd go in there, never get ID'd. It was a great fucking time. I
My
know the
grandpa used to
Monty
play
Tap
pool all the time in
IDs
there.
now. Trust me.
Yeah.
Figure that out.
Yeah.
So
I still don't know how
so
happy they are to see me.
speaking of fun little bars, the one of the bars here in town is actually one of the 6 in the state that still has a snooker table. Um, which of course our buddy
Oh, what?
Steeler,
Snooker.
a snooker.
Oh,
So it's
I have no idea what
it's
that is.
it's a bigger table and it's smaller pockets and like Kobe, smaller balls. And
My balls are rather large. The rest of me is pretty small.
Jeez.
but
Anyways, Wes.
so yeah, there's times I'll go
So it's
down
like
there and play
pool,
some
but different.
Yeah, yes. So it's a very fun game, but it's very hard because it's if you can't really hit the ball hard, it seems like if you hit the ball hard, you're not going to make it in a pocket. Everything's about control and placement of your cue, and
Well,
it's
help me out.
which I
it's a
also don't
lot of
have.
fun because you can only use a finger and a thumb at a time. So, control isn't as good.
Hey, I learned that if I shake some pepper at it, I can catch it when it sneezes with my tweezers.
You're ridiculous. You are ridiculous. You've been friends with him for how long now?
97? No, 98. 98.
98.
Y'all are old.
And we didn't start out
Yeah.
as friends.
No.
You guys probably hated each other at first.
Yeah.
No?
Oh,
Pretty
we
much.
were going
Oh,
over the
yeah.
bar at each other. He was working and I was drinking, and
I could see that.
my
I
my
could see
good
that. Yeah.
my good friend
Look
Depswa
at you
stopped
now.
us, and he's like, "If you stupid fuckers would sit down and talk for 20 minutes, you'd probably become friends." And I don't know if we've forgiven him yet.
We still hate that guy. No.
Well,
Not
love
even
him,
a little
like a
Valid.
brother, but
It's the dumbest hookup he's ever made in his life. We became fucking a problem for everybody after that.
Oh, Lord.
Had the dislocator and the fucking crazy guy.
Who was who? Actually, don't answer that.
So Wes had this thing back when we were bouncing that he was a lot calmer than me. By far a lot calmer
shocking,
than me.
right?
But
Okay.
if you tried
Yeah.
to throw a punch or a kick at him, you would get back a dislocated something.
Oh. Okay.
And
was pretty
me,
good
I
at
would
it.
damage the building.
I would say
Not
so. Like,
with myself, with whoever else.
and we
He
had the
plastered a
rule.
wall.
We had the rule: if you broke something
ahead.
in the bar, you had to fix it. And so at one point they
Well,
changed.
nobody wants to fix anything, so you went outside.
Well, we tried not to go outside because it was never good if we went outside. We always tried to stay
Oh.
inside.
Oh.
But at
Oh,
one
okay.
point they moved the entrance to the bar to this back hallway where you'd have to go down about a 15, 20-foot hallway into the backside of the bar, which was an excellent runway as you're running people out.
Oh, runway. Yeah.
And so
It's
there
not
was
the
one
run that
night.
hurts, it was the sudden stop at the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there was one night I'm running a guy down. He threw a punch at me, and that didn't usually end up good for anybody. And I'm
Well,
running him
no.
down the hall, and he starts running with me. And he was running a little faster than I was. And I tripped. And all of a sudden I hear from behind me, "Don't worry, Wes, I got him." And he gets body checked into the end wall. And this is a plaster wall, plaster and chicken wire plaster wall. And
Oh, old building.
it gets broke. And all I can do
Like
is
So
look at
it's
this.
like Wile E. Coyote, like
all,
through
all I
the
can
wall.
all
Yeah,
I can do is
basically.
look at this son of a bitch and say, "God damn it, I'm going to have to fix that." And I did because Kobe was shit
And
at
this
plaster.
guy was laying on the floor
Oh yeah,
when Wes yelled at him.
he hit hard.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
was
the
on
fact
full
that
tilt trying to catch up.
the fact that plaster
Oh
broke,
my
because
gosh, that's funny.
I had the first time I broke it, I made sure it was reinforced. Like it was going to be able to take a hit. And it took a
Right,
hit,
yeah.
but it wasn't reinforced well enough.
So you learned.
Yeah, I got very good at plaster for a little bit.
No.
He had it fixed by morning.
That was the bad thing,
So-
because we kept the supplies for that wall. They're in the bar. That was after cleanup. Sit there and
I mean, that's not bad. That's really just smart thinking.
So I think, Wes, since you started out with the plaster story, you know what's coming. You know what story you're gonna have to tell now. You gotta break out Halloween.
Halloween.
I have the Halloween story blacked from my memory. It was bad. So
It wasn't good.
as a bouncer, and we kept track whenever cops walked through. Like we had a book, and we filled it out.
Yeah.
And if there was a fight, and there was always fights. It was a
Because
college
were like
town,
bar
right?
checks a thing?
Yeah.
Or was this
Yeah, no,
just
they did bar
like
checks. Yeah.
Okay.
But it was a college town, right? So the college kids and the townies never
Right.
got along. There was always fights. That was why
No.
we always had to have so many goddamn bouncers everywhere, because there was always fights. And it was Halloween, and another group of people came dressed in coverall or overalls, without shirts, and they had the hillbilly teeth, and the townies didn't take
With
to
the
it.
nacho cheese and the syrup?
No, there was no
No?
nacho
No,
cheese or
okay.
syrup. But And of
Would have been cool
course,
if it
They
did.
came dressed as
of
the
cour
townies to make fun of them, missing
Gotcha.
teeth
Right.
and
No, I get that. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
so, of course,
Local yokels.
a fight breaks out, and it was the worst fight I think either of us have ever been in. There was probably 50 people total fighting,
Oh, wow.
see, we stopped it at
and
one
at
point, though. We we stopped it at
yeah,
one
we
point
stopped it early.
because it was get and I went on the microphone, like, this was mid big brawl because the whole bar was going at it. I literally
Oh,
went
shit.
up to the DJ booth, yanked the microphone out of the DJ's hand, turned the music off, and went, "Okay, anybody that wants to fight, come to the back. Anybody that wants to drink and stay out of it, go to the front bar and do not come back here." And I dropped the mic, and everybody literally parted like the Red Sea. And the customers that didn't want to get in the fight went to the front. Everybody that wanted to fight came to the back, and it resumed.
And
And it
it
was
was
probably
bad.
50 on 50 or more. It was bad.
Like, we
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 had a
never we never called the cops because if the cops
ever.
get called, obviously, that looks bad on the bar, and then that only leads to eventually being shut
Right.
down.
Well, because then people don't
We
wanna go there because 'cause they're like, "Oh, the cops are there all the time."
Yeah, we didn't have a choice. We had to call the cops. They come inside and they take a look at what's going on, and there was only 2 of them at the time, and they're like, "As you guys get them out, tell us if they're going to jail or if they're going home." And
Or
there
the
turned out
hospital.
to be a 3rd option, which was the hospital. Um,
Ooh.
but it was bad. It was a bad, bad fight, and I it's one of those things that still I don't almost even like to talk about it because it was such a bad night for that bar. It was probably the beginning of the end for that bar, let's be honest. It really
Yeah,
was.
it probably was. It was way
But
out of
there
hand when, the cops give us free reign to just get people out, and that's what they said. They're like, "We're not equipped for this. You tell us whether or not they go to jail when you get them out, and we don't care how you get them here."
Yeah.
it
That was the
it was
instruction
That
bad.
from the
that says
police
something.
officers.
Yeah.
At one point, we had a bartender holding the big screen TV with a bouncer standing at her back because the floor was moving so much it was gonna fall off the pedestal.
Holy cow.
And then one of the bartenders didn't, like me very well and handed one of the people in the fight a full bottle of vodka to try and break across the back of my head.
Why would they waste a bottle of vodka?
It was cheap. It was the well vodka.
Well, even still.
I got hit with it and the bottle didn't break.
Well, that too.
So I kindly took the bottle away and handed it back to the bartender, said, "Nice try," and went back into it.
Ugh, yikes.
So yeah, it was pretty
People were
brutal.
getting,
It was a bad one.
we we literally pick people up off the floor and carry them, and that's where the third option came in, is because we were going in to save people at that point, not the bar.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. That's crazy.
it was a
So
bad
yeah,
night.
I honestly I would say
But I'm
that
sure it
was
happens in bigger college towns too.
oh, I'm sure, but I don't know. I think bigger towns probably have more bars that
Bigger police
get
forces.
frequented just well, that and
Well,
they get it where they're just frequenting, the college kids go to these bars, the townies go to these bars, and they try to avoid each other, where
Yeah.
right.
there wasn't that
Right.
really option there.
When you're in a smaller town, it's kind of hard to, yeah.
I I'd say that was
Yeah.
Well, this
the second worst night we had there, or first worst night. The second worst night was, me in the bathroom that night.
Christmas tree.
Um,
Oh, no, yeah, forgot. Christmas tree
so
was fun. The
there
Christmas
was
tree
one
fight was a good time.
I don't think I was working that night. I think I was just drinking. But yeah, there was one night I go to the bathroom and there's a guy in there and it's a typical bar bathroom for guys, a sitter and a stander, and usually people just stand at both and
I was
the
at the
Yeah.
stand. I was at the sitter.
no,
Oh,
no,
I have heard this story. I have heard this
yeah,
story.
I went in
No?
to pee and there was a guy who's like, "Yeah, no one's gonna fuck with me," and he like showed me a gun and I'm like, "Oh, we're not doing this."
Oh, shit.
Yeah, same
I kinda
story.
went and grabbed I kinda went and grabbed
Oh,
Kobe,
okay.
and I'm like, "Hey, we got a situation," and we started just pounding the shit out of this guy right in
Yeah.
the bathroom because we weren't gonna let anything happen like that. And all of a sudden we hear
No.
just crowd noise. Oh, there's a fight in the bathroom. And someone opens up the door and looks, and they're just like, "Oh, it's Kobe and Wes," and everybody just kind of backs off.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just shut the
But
They're
door and he
like,
stood there waiting for us
they
to get
got
done.
it.
yeah,
They got
We
it.
we end
I
up
cracked the
we
door
sub
open and looked at the bouncer outside, and I'm like, "Call the cops, have them meet us outside," and I shut the door.
we
That's
we
nuts.
subdued the guy and disarmed him. But another one of those that, boy, that was a bad night.
Yeah, it was.
Like, all I'm trying to do is have a drink and look what's happened.
Yeah, I don't think I was working that night. I think you just came and got me.
Well, I know I wasn't
I
working.
think I was the one. I think I was just drinking that night. I wasn't working either. The Christmas tree night was fight breaks out in the back, and we get it to where the other
Yeah.
bouncers could handle it. So I hear somebody yelling up front, and one of the customers is standing in the corner pissing on our Christmas tree.
Oh my God, no.
Yeah, and that proceeded to turn into an all-out brawl as well when his friends got involved after I made him stop. And we will say
I mean, pissing inside in
politely.
public is frowned upon.
Yeah. But no, he was pissing on
Well,
the
they were
Christmas tree in
fine
the
with
corner
make
of the front bar.
they were fine that you stopped him from peeing on the tree. They just didn't appreciate the fact you just pinched his penis to get him to quit.
No, that isn't how that happened either. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. Wow.
No, he hit the wall pretty quickly when I showed up there, and that was the end of him
Well,
peeing
I'm
in the
sure.
tree and went to laying on the presents under the tree, and his friends didn't like that.
Oh, poor guy.
So then the friends
No.
he got escorted out. The friends ended up getting escorted out, and I got chopped in the throat by another bouncer because I may or may not have lost my temper.
Whoops.
And then I sat on the steps outside and counted bricks for about 30 minutes because I was angry.
He got put
Yeah.
in timeout.
Yeah, I did. I got put in
Yeah.
timeout.
That's not
I
good.
wasn't okay with it,
No.
but I also knew that I couldn't breathe, so I figured I had to figure one of the two out real quickly because
Yeah.
somebody karate chopped me in the throat.
Somebody.
Yeah.
Not me.
No, that was the other bouncer because he's trained in all that stuff, and he sat me down real quickly and got me to calm down a bit.
You have a Zen moment.
No, I turned into a Hindu cow. I just kind of sat there staring at the wall, contemplating whether or not I could regain my composure.
Yeah,
Yeah, it took
that's
about 30
valid.
minutes of counting bricks.
That's pretty good for you.
Yeah, it was a good time. The good old days.
Golden oldies.
You want to see somebody get fired up? Ask Wes about the laser pointers.
Oh, what's wrong with laser
Boy, I don't
pointers?
even remember. Don't even
Oh,
remember.
and when we had the upstairs going and all the people were sneaking around and shooting the bouncers in the eyes with laser pointers.
Oh, those things are no joke,
Yeah.
though. They fucking hurt.
They just came out. Like, it literally, they just became a thing, and they started bringing them into the bar and shooting us in the eyes with laser pointers
Oh no, that's not a
from
thing.
across the room. And then one of our favorite nights at the bar, we had that big Y2K party upstairs. Remember that one, Wes?
Yeah, and I don't remember. Who was the asshole to
So
flip the breaker at
everybody's
midnight?
afraid of Y2K. Yeah. Everybody's afraid of Y2K and everything going to hell in a
Oh.
handbasket. And we have this huge
Well, I
New
remember.
Year's Eve party. And right at midnight, Wes kills the breaker. So the whole upstairs
So,
turns it
Oh
pitch black.
no.
so my fraternity used to hold all kinds of parties upstairs there. So I knew that upstairs
Mhm.
so good. Like I knew where everything was at. I spent time on the roof of that building.
Right.
Just like I knew that building. And the ghosts didn't fuck with me anymore because they knew me. We were friends.
Oh, yeah. Fuck that ghost.
Like, you guys were friends. Yep,
Yeah,
BFFs. Got it.
and it hit midnight and everybody started celebrating. I flipped off that breaker and the air came out of
I bet
that
people lost their
building like,
fucking
oh
minds.
my. Yeah, and then of course I waited about 2 seconds to flip everything back on just because, that's how I do things because I'm an asshole.
I would have been an asshole
But
and waited 5. Right?
but yeah, so that was funny as hell, but
That was
it
the
was a
night
good
we
night.
rode a couple people down the stairs like a sled.
That upstairs of that bar could have been that the upstairs of that bar could have been so cool. It really could have. The ghost wasn't very inviting to most people.
No.
There was
She got
there
along with
was more
me
than one
after a while.
there was more than one time so we would have our parties and then usually I'd get stuck cleaning up the next day because I wanted to make sure we got our deposit back. So I'd be up there by myself mopping
Well,
that
yeah.
entire dance floor and shit. So you know, there was
It
times I
was
would
like
be
a
there was a
huge
piano
gymnasium.
Oh,
there
gotcha.
yeah, there were and it had a nice stage and back bar area with pool tables and bathrooms. It was really cool area for parties and stuff. And so there was more than once I would hear the piano start to tinker when I was up there by myself, and I'm like, "Come on now, it's just me."
Ugh.
And like
Come on, we're cool. We're cool,
yeah,
right?
yeah. So I just I will believe in ghosts till forever because of that, because there was no
Oh,
one else up there.
same. You
So,
can't not believe in ghosts.
yeah.
Well, I remember the ghost when I'd be working downstairs and I'd close by myself, and we had 2 sinks, and I'd be cleaning glassware and stuff in one, and all of a sudden, the one down the way would turn on. I'm like, "Really? Stop your shit." I'd go turn it off, and this went on for a while until one night I proceeded to, maybe have 1 or 2 many drinks, and I just literally sat down at the bar with nobody else in it and started talking to the ghost, which could have been portrayed as a wall, and I think we finally came to an agreement because I'd ask yes or no questions, and if the ghost agreed, the water'd go on and then it'd go off. If it didn't, the water'd stay on. So, it's like we came to an agreement on what I would and would not do in the establishment.
What?
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
interesting.
That's nuts.
So
Yeah.
so when we held the first party up there, it had been, I think, probably 4 to 5 years since anybody had used that space. Like I said, it was an awesome space, hardwood floors on the dance floor, like, it was awesome, awesome stage, and we go up there,
Uh,
and it's a bunch of us fraternity guys, and we had to clean up before we could even throw the first party, and there was literally probably 5-year-old
oh, okay, yeah.
cans of Milwaukee Light laying around, and we were just popping them open and drinking them and just
Heck
warm
yeah.
because you know,
Oh,
that's
God.
what people
Blech.
do when
No.
you're 20 and 21, you just
I no. Nope, I did that. That shit would
but
have to be no. But
I
you're
I
a guy. But go ahead.
I think that's also where we had the best employee meeting at ever. So it was
Yep,
like
I was gonna bring that up.
it was the eve of my 21st birthday. Now, mind you, I had had at that point already 2 other 21st birthdays in that bar. Um, and so
The only
we
21st birthday I didn't have in that bar was my 21st birthday.
we had a big meeting the night before my birthday, and a couple of the waitresses, so I was, like, always pretty good. I was pretty chill when I would drink, and so I never had any troubles when I would go in and drink, even underage, because I looked like I do now,
Right.
basically, and a couple of the waitresses would get
Right.
drunk and stupid, and they would make an ass of everybody when they would drink in there, and so the owner at the time was like, "There's no more
Right.
underage drinking in there." I stood up,
And
and
you're like, I agree.
I had a little bit of a beer left, and I chugged the beer. I said, "Steve," I said, "that's my last beer in here until I turn 21." I looked at my watch. I said, "Which is in 12 minutes."
You missed a step in there. You paused. You paused because Steve goes, "Thank you, Wes. I appreciate that. I enjoyed the leadership." And then you're like, "Which is in 12 minutes."
So, yeah, it didn't last long. It was the 2 waitresses were extremely upset. They didn't find it funny at all, but everybody else laughed their ass off, which actually,
I had a great
I
time.
remember
mean,
right
I would have laughed.
if I remember right, I don't even think the next day was my birthday. I think it was still a month away, but
No, it was your actual birthday because Steve bought you a beer that night about 10 minutes after the meeting and goes, "I like what you were trying to do, but you're kind of a dick."
Yeah. It's kind of a
nailed
dick
it.
move.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
You know, he did say it was pretty fucking funny. Like a week later, he goes, "That was pretty fucking funny."
I mean,
I mean, how could you not think that that's funny? But you got to remember, this
Well,
was the late
in the
90s
early
and early
oh.
2000s
2001.
when it was
2001.
different rules
Oh, for
back then. It's
sure.
not like
Yeah.
today.
Oh, that
No.
would actually, that would
Today,
have
it would
just
have
been
been
2000.
people going
That
to
would have been
jail and
2000.
yeah.
In the
I'd
year
already turned 21, so I
2000.
was okay with it.
You guys are, like, way older than me, so
Not way older than you.
you're way older than
You were
me.
born in 81.
I was born in '84.
Yeah,
Thank
81.
you.
See?
Yeah.
She
Whatever.
got ID'd today.
One of these days, we're gonna go
Verbally.
to and I'm not gonna have my ID, and I'm gonna actually get ID'd, and I'm gonna be screwed.
You're never gonna get ID'd. See, and then Wes goes to black screen
That's
on
rude.
purpose. So,
That's
Yeah, I did.
rude.
yeah, I know.
What the fuck?
Well, I don't
That's
know if
kinda
I got
rude.
I don't know if I got allergies going on or what, but my nose is itching real bad and my ears are itching. And so it looks really
That's
weird
because
if
your
I'm
wife's
trying to
thinking about
stick
you.
my entire finger in my ear to itch it. So I just turn off the screen so that way no one can see me do that. Yeah, exactly.
So I do have a question, Wes, because I know I can't remember the exact details to it, but I remember you were living in Eddyville or something like that for a while,
Eddyville, Centerville,
or
one
you
of
were
the two.
stopping in Eddyville. No, you were either stopping in Eddyville or living in Eddyville, but there's this hole in the wall bar that you love to stop at and play the
No, I
Mega
was
Touch, but you
Centerville.
said it was one of the Centerville.
So I think this place might have been an old house that they like tore most of the stuff out of, but it was, I mean, you want to talk about a little place. I mean, it was cool. It had all wood interiors, like it was awesome, but it wasn't very popular, which made it even better with me because I could go in there with 2 buddies and we could sit there and drink and we didn't have to worry about anything because there was like 2 other people in there. Everybody was cool anytime I went into that place. And they did. They had a mega touch machine and it was it was my favorite hangout after school cuz when I got to Hills I was 21. So it was one of those things we would get done with class and then I had my work I was doing and then we would go there and we would drink a few beers and just kind of relax and hang out and they had good food there and it was just an awesome little bar that no one went to, which made, like, in my opinion, made it even better because I kind of hate people.
It really
So
does.
so yeah, it
When you're done with school and you're done with work, the last thing you wanna do is people.
yeah, like, I don't know, I still, I wish they had a night here in town where they made it, like, over 40s night where the music's played at a level you can talk but still hear it in the background and, like,
Yes!
Get
Yes!
off my lawn.
Please!
Get off my lawn night.
Yes,
There you go.
literally. Can we
yeah.
please?
I just need one night, I don't need to drink a
So
lot,
there
you can put it just I wanna be able to talk and
No!
bullshit and be able to hear, not be, having to yell.
Have some nice appetizers. Yeah. No, I would agree. 1,000%.
so there's I don't know if you're willing to tell this story or not, Wes, but it's another bar story that has set with me since I've heard it, like 100%. I will never forget this story. But I wanna kinda know a little bit more about that rock bottom night when you had the blind date,
Yes. Um,
because I love that story is fucking awesome.
so
Okay, I
I
have 19% battery, so make it good.
This is the
so I
last
was
story of the evening, then we're gonna
Okay,
call her a day.
last story.
So I was meeting up with a girl on a blind date, going to Rock Bottom in Des Moines. I don't think it's there anymore.
No,
I
it's
think it's
gone,
been
it's been gone for a
closed.
while. It was a great place,
Uh,
though.
we're talking, and all of a sudden, this guy comes in and basically gets in my face. He's like, "This is my wife," which I did not know,
Oh, no. Oh, no.
and proceeds to hit me. Um, Caught my
Well,
nose
that's
pretty
not
good,
very
bloody,
kind.
bloody nose. Um, I don't know if it was called for. I mean, apparently I was with his wife, just on a date. I didn't know it. Um,
Right.
but so I'm fucking out of here. I don't need this shit. Like I was the innocent
Well, no
party in it. I
kidding.
didn't know anything about
I
it.
I literally just fucking got here, sir.
Yeah. But yeah, so I drove home and I run into Kobe, I think, and my buddy Dana, and they're like ready to go. And I'm like, guys, he was married to her. Fuck him. And I would probably do the same thing. But yeah, so I came back and I had like
Right.
some blood
I
on
mean,
my
yeah.
shirt and you know, but yeah, it was one of those that sometimes shit happens, I guess. I've said for a long
I
time
mean, yeah.
I've said for a long time that just about anybody on this planet could probably come up and hit me once and I'd probably be like, "Yeah, I probably deserve that from one time or another." Because
Yeah.
I wasn't always the nicest person to people. Um, but, you know,
I think
I've
everybody goes through that though.
anybody I've met in the last 20 years for the first time, I'd say probably I don't deserve that. But from the early 2000s, yeah, there's a chance I probably did something to you. I'd probably had that coming.
Probably a chance I had something
See, I
coming.
remember
Just
I remember the story a little bit different from at least what I think you told me about it, because once I heard about it, I was ready to roll. But I heard that after that, they left and you stayed, and somebody else had got stood up, and you ended up playing pool with them all night
oh,
I
okay,
before you
that's
came
kind of
Yeah,
home.
fucked.
that very well could be. That
Because
very well could
you
be.
ended up running into this girl that got stood up on a date, and you started hanging out and playing pool. And you guys just played pool and drank all night and talked about the story that happened to you and what happened to her. And then a couple
Hey, see,
hours
that's kind
later,
of
you came
cool.
home.
That could be. We're
That's
talking
kind of nice, you know.
we're okay, so we're talking that was a long time ago. So I've been married to my wife. It'll be 19 years this month. We were together for 2 years before that. So we're talking it's 20 plus years ago. So my memory's a little fuzzy, which is also why I don't know
Right, but
very
even
many
still,
new
that's kind of
movies.
cool.
But anyways, yeah, Rock Bottom was awesome. It was good times. Um, and another place that had
So, yeah, how
underrated food.
it was great food, great beer. It was one of those places where you could go in and you could join their club and bring your own beer stein in, and they'd give you a
Well,
tag, and then they'd hang it above the bar, so whenever you came in, you showed your number, and they'd grab your glass that you brought.
so like back before growlers were
Yeah,
cool, that was a
yep.
thing. Okay,
It didn't matter what size
look at that.
cup you came in with, if you were in the club and it did fit on their hanger, you got the same
Oh,
price.
okay, that's awesome.
But yeah, how I remember being told this was he came back and he was telling the story about how this lady came up and talked to him, and they got along great, and they ended up playing pool all night. He goes, "But that ain't the bad part of it." He's like, "The girl I had a date with, her husband showed up and punched me in the mouth." And then when he said that,
That's fucked.
I instantly go into let's go wreck everything in the whole establishment,
Yeah,
and so did his other
yeah.
friend. And he's like, "Dude, that was like 4 hours ago. I don't give a shit. I'm going to bed."
That's cool though that like
That
the
does
two of
sound
them
more
had like
right.
shitty first date experiences and they were able to like hang out, have some drinks, like kind of forget about the evening
And
and go on
and
about their
Yeah,
life.
he was gone
Like,
a
and
good 5 hours from when he left for the
and it,
date and when he came home, and he came home in great shape.
in true West fashion, I don't
Not
think I ever
sleeping on
talked
the
her again
dryers because
either.
he can't make the stairs shape, but huh?
Not sleeping in the tube and
Was
the fucking playground 2 blocks away
no,
from
but I'm
the
saying
dorm.
like not even
yeah,
like
yeah.
but I'm saying like no like expectation of anything else, but just the fact that like two of you just had like shitty first date experiences and like you were still able to hang out, like blow off steam from that and like, okay, cool, nice to meet you. It was cool to hang out, have a good life. And it's still made for a not fucking completely shit show of an evening.
He had a good time
That's
even though he got punched in the mouth.
Right, right. And I'm sure she did too. Like, well, I got stood up, but I met this guy. I was able to talk with him. We played pool and had a few drinks. And yeah,
I did ask him if he got her phone number, and he's like, "Why would I get her phone number? She got stood up," and he went to bed.
God,
That
that sounds like something you would fucking
that
say.
falls into the line of everybody that's got a boyfriend, take a step forward, not so fast.
Oh my God.
The college years. It was a good time. So I'm gonna go ahead and wind her up here a little bit, and we'll throw this bottle back up there one more time. Prairie Fire beats the fuck out of the F word.
It
Beats the
really does.
shit out of the seismic event. Don't forget about the vodka that they got running around. It's the same
Iowa
vodka.
State
It's just one of
1858.
them has an Iowa State sticker, 1858, and the other one is called Zone. Make sure if you're in an area that has it, make sure you grab some of that shit because it's really good. And what else do we say, Wes? What else do we say? Make sure you hit the like and follow button and share this shit because it keeps Wes happy, makes him
Gotta keep Wes
a little
happy.
bit more famous, but he's not famous. And that's not what we're trying to do anyway. But make sure you drink that shit. It's good.
Hey, and thanks for watching the FFD, the Frosty fucking Dingy.
There you go. Have a good night,
Cheers.
guys.
See ya.
It's called Frosty Dingy, and I'm the dolphin, and you're the flounder.
guess I think it should be Dr. Parker, but